What do you do when the people in your life that you love dearly also make you want to lose your mind? That is the situation that I have dealt with lately. And I wanted to share this with you in a moment of vulnerability and also talk to you about the mindset tools that help me stay sane in my relationships. So, welcome to Confidently Cherished. My name is Keshia Rice. I am a dating coach and hypnotherapist. I help ambitious women of faith learn how to break the generational patterns that have kept them in unhealthy relationships and to, create new healthy patterns and also learn how to discern the relationships that are right for them. So, back to this moment of vulnerability that I had recently. So, in my case, I was upset with my husband because an opportunity came up for him career-wise, and he was really undecided about whether or not he wanted to take it, and he was taking his precious time on making this decision. To me, it felt like a no-brainer, and I got impatient with him, honestly, because I was like, "Why would you procrastinate on this? Why would you not just take action? Why won't you just do it?" And as I started to feel myself become more frustrated with him, I went through some of these mindset tools that I'm about to tell you about. And, after I had calmed down and gained some perspective, I realized that the reason why I was so upset with him was because it was actually a reflection of me. Because just like him, I had some opportunities come up in my life that I was really hesitant about taking. And, I had some worthiness issues that I needed to deal with before I could take these. I just had some issues about like whether or not I was ready for these next steps in my life. And after I realized that me being upset with him was me projecting, I was able to be more patient with him, more understanding with him. I was able to be a better wife and to have a good conversation with him, a productive one, and help him work through his thoughts and feelings about what was happening in his life. And I was also able to help myself. So, oftentimes when it comes to relationships, we have to go first. Um, if you are listening to me, you're probably one of the first in your family to really make self development, self improvement, inner work a real journey. You're probably one of the first in your circle to really go deep on what your patterns are, on how it is that you interact with others in relationships. You are one of the first to really consider like how to break these unhealthy patterns and to not settle for your past or the past of your family members. And it can be a lonely journey and a tough journey because you don't necessarily have those examples for how to work through certain things. So I'm hoping these mindset tools will help you um, not only show up better in your relationships with others, but also show up better in your relationship with yourself to be better to yourself. So the first tool is hypnosis. And a minute ago, I mentioned that I myself am a hypnotherapist. I recently got certified. You can check out my website for, if you want to work with me for hypnotherapy. But the reason why I got certified was because I saw how much it changed my life, and I wanted to do that for others. I originally started seeing a hypnotherapist for anxiety, and I got to the point where, at this point, I've gone more than a year without a panic attack, which is a huge deal for me. But, after I started, you know, dealing with healing from the initial reasons for seeing my hypnotherapist, I started to realize how much hypnotherapy could help when it came to relationship anxiety and relationship confidence. So, hypnosis has helped me be more confident in my relationships. And this is something I'm continually working on, is why I named my podcast Confidently Cherished, because, as much as I was raised to have healthy self-esteem and to be loved, society like finds ways to knock us down sometimes. And, I don't think confidence is a one-time action. It is something that you continuously work on. You continuously get better at. You learn how to do things more confidently and how to take that bold action more quickly. But, no matter who you are or what you look like, there's going to be some message in society telling you that something is wrong with you. So, regularly seeing a hypnotherapist has helped me with dealing with anytime any type of self-esteem trigger comes up. It has helped me learn how to, I use self hypnosis at times when I'm not feeling my best to help me like get that pick me up. It has helped me really delve into, my subconscious mind and the patterns and the messages that I received when I was a child that are still affecting me now as an adult, and to really be able to actually work through those problems and to, face them once and for all and to finally actually deal with them, not just push them to the side or shove them down to the bottom of my feelings. So in hypnotherapy, I have learned how to, first of all, more quickly identify the things that trigger me, such as that example with my husband, and to also, take quicker action in addressing those things, um, to not be afraid to like make my needs known and to speak up more. So, it's amazing to me how oftentimes we think that we don't have an issue with something, or we can recognize that we have a pattern that's unhealthy but not know where it came from. And for me, that's been the biggest thing about hypnosis, is being able to actually dive into, using something called time techniques, being able to dive into where I first got whatever feeling it was. So, where was it that I first got the feeling that I wasn't enough? Or where was it that I first got the feeling that I wasn't supposed to stand out or that I belonged behind the scenes? Things like that. And being able to identify those things, under hypnosis, working with my subconscious, it makes it so much easier to, in my conscious mind, really be able to think through things, really be able to talk them out and to write them out, which brings me to my second mindset tool, and that is free writing. So, free writing is just taking out pen and paper and just whatever thoughts come to mind, writing them out. Not judging the thoughts, just allowing yourself to just write until you come to whatever, conclusion that you need to come to. And it is amazing to me how often I start just writing out a grocery list or writing out how my day has been so far. And if I just keep writing and writing, it's kind of like hypnosis. Eventually, the more buried thoughts come to mind. And then I start really understanding, what it is that's truly bothering me. Free writing really helps me when it comes to having an emotion that I know isn't how I want to feel at that moment, but I'm having a hard time identifying what the emotion is or where it's coming from. Because, sometimes we get in these patterns where if we've been hurt in our past or if someone has made us to feel like it's not okay to feel a certain way, we get into the habit of repressing these ideas, these thoughts, these emotions. And it is during free writing that oftentimes I'm able to like bring these things to the surface. And, for me, I do this by keeping scrap paper around. I'm very blessed in the fact that I knew three of my great grandparents before they passed away. And, they went through some very hard times financially and all that. And they always raised in us, the idea of not wasting things. So, I keep scrap paper around for lots of things. In fact, like the notes for this episode are on scrap paper. And, I keep, scrap paper sheets around, and that's how I do my free writing because it's not something I plan on keeping anyways. It's just kind of to bring that emotion up and draw it out. But, I just take out my scrap paper and just write and write until sometimes it comes up right away. Sometimes it takes me 2 or 3 pages of free writing before the issue comes up. But the more I practice it, the better I get. And it really does help me sometimes bring up the things that for some reason I don't feel comfortable saying out loud, or I have a hard time just like, really articulating that thought even in my own mind. Free writing helps. So that brings me to the third mindset tool, which is journaling. So the difference between journaling and free writing is one, for me personally, I keep my journal. I don't keep the things that I free write. So journaling, first of all, just helps me to kind of keep a record of where my head has been during certain seasons in my life, and to be able to go back and look at that and have that record of things that I've been through and how I've overcome them in the past. So sometimes that helps me out because I can go back through previous entries and be like, you know what? I had a situation very similar to this a year ago, 3 years ago. And one, I came out on the other side. So I know I'm going to come out on the other side again. But two, this is how I did it. So let me try those things again. But also with journaling, I'm able to really put more concrete things down. And in my journaling time, I ask myself questions about why this relationship, like this friendship, doesn't feel aligned at the moment. Or I ask myself, am I truly showing up the best that I can in relationships? That's a question I love to ask myself sometimes. Am I being the best wife, daughter, sister, friend that I could possibly be right now? Or are there some ways in which I can improve? How can I improve? And why am I not already doing those things? Why haven't I not taken those actions yet? So, journaling allows you to bare your soul, to work on your emotional intelligence. It allows you to sometimes have a pause. I have in the past few months had to have some difficult conversations with people in my life about boundaries and um, about how I've shown up in relationships and how I need others to show up in relationships. So journaling's allowed me to get that down on pen and paper and really work out my feelings so that when it comes time to have that conversation, I'm in a much better place. Um, and I'm able to better articulate how I'm feeling. I'm able to communicate in a way in which is better received as well. So, the fourth mindset tool is exercise. And I say this as a person who hates exercise. So, I know that it is difficult, but it is so beneficial because, scientific studies have shown that exercising releases endorphins, which helps you feel happier. It also helps you feel more motivated. And it is part of your self care and giving that time for yourself. I recently did an interview with Flat Belly Pilates, and that episode should be either the episode before this one or the one before that. So check that out because we talk about self care and the importance of taking care of yourself and how exercise plays a role in that. But exercise is a great mindset tool because when you're exercising, you're not just working your body, you are releasing chemicals that are good for your brain as well. Also, currently my exercise of choice is Pilates. And, in doing that, also yoga, there are certain types of exercise that allow for more mindfulness as well. So I find that when I am taking this time to work out, I'm taking this time for myself. I'm honoring myself. And I also have that platform for, really focusing on my breathing, really being mindful, um, really making sure that I'm present and in the moment. And, when I come out of those classes, out of those sessions, I find that that is sometimes the best time to have certain conversations because I've been in this mindfulness practice the whole time. And then my final mindset tool for having healthy relationships is affirmations. So earlier I said that it is important for you to go first, oftentimes in relationships. And if you've listened to me for any given amount of time, you've heard me say more than once that you teach others how to treat you and that people will love you at the level that you allow, at the level that you tolerate. So affirmations are really important for me because saying those affirmations, reminding myself that I'm loved, that I'm worthy, that I'm cherished, um, it builds up the love in me. It also builds up my self-esteem to the point that, I'm not going to take other people saying negative things about me when I'm constantly telling myself that I'm loved. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna let other people like try to tell me anything different than, I'm loved and that I'm worthy of love and respect and being cherished. And having these affirmations is this constant reminder of being good to myself. So, yes, I will say affirmations. I will watch videos, like seriously, just YouTube it. You will find a million different videos of affirmations if you're not sure where to start. And I will also do things like leave notes to myself in places where I can see them, or put reminders on my phone that go off during the day. And those reminders will say things like, you're worthy of love, or, you deserve to be treated well. So having those things flash on my phone is that reminder that, like, yes, I am worthy of love. I do deserve to be treated well. It's a reminder for me to take better care of myself, because sometimes I see that reminder of I deserve to be treated well while I'm in the middle of eating junk food. It reminds me that part of taking care of myself is eating healthier. It's a reminder to, set those boundaries in my relationships to make sure the other people in my life treat me well. So, again, those are 5 mindset tools for healthy relationships. One is hypnosis. And again, if you want to work with me and have me as your hypnotherapist, you can find information on my website, kesharice.com/hypnosis. Also, free writing, journaling, exercise, and affirmations. So, let me know what you think of this episode. Take a screenshot, post it on Instagram, post it to your stories, and tag me. I am at Keshia Rice on Instagram. I'm also at Keshia Rice on TikTok and YouTube, so make sure you hang out with me there as well. And I will talk to you later. Love you.